Hello, friends. Welcome to today's episode of the BeInkandescent Health and Wellness Show, a regular podcast and video series dedicated to shining a light on the amazing people, places, and ideas to help you be the best version of yourself possible. I'm Hope Katz Gibbs, host of the show on my podcast network, Incandescent Radio, and YouTube channel incandescent.tv. I'm also the publisher of our monthly magazine, BeInkandescent Health and Wellness at BeInkandescent.com. And I am so thrilled to introduce you to the cover story for the next issue of the magazine, my fellow Martha Beck Wayfinder life coach, Brenda Lee Nelson. Welcome, Brenda.
Hi, Hope.
Hi. So before we launch into our conversation, which is what I promised you it would be, I want to tell our audience about the incredible trainings and credentials, which are vast and impressive, that you have gotten over the last decade. So in addition to being a certified by the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, and as I mentioned, a certified Martha Beck life coach, Wayfinder life coach, you are working this year on Martha's newest certification to be a master coach. So we look forward to hearing about that. You have also studied forgiveness under Mary Hayes Greco as the director of the Midwest Institute for Forgiveness Training. So you have to tell us about that. You have finished the Grief and Gratitude program. You are a Reiki 1 and 2, and I'm sure you will become a Reiki master in time. And you have just done so many amazing things like the Crisis Text Line and Appreciative Learning Center Facilitator. Like Brenda, you haven't not done anything so far as I can tell. So tell us, all right, let's just start with question number 1. What is a life coach?
A life coach is someone who works with people who, like a person that wants to get somewhere and for some reason isn't getting there on their own, and they just need a little bit of guidance. And so a life coach is there to help them pull the answers from within. Like, we don't have their answer key as a life coach, but we have the questions, and we can hold the space for them so that they can find the answers that are hiding within them.
And one thing that I was really impressed by when we were learning to be life coaches was that the distinction that therapists deal with wounds and coaches deal with scars, right? So tell us about a session with you. Tell us how it works, someone who hasn't had this experience before.
Yeah, so I would say the first time I meet with a client, we're checking in real time. So maybe when they asked to work with me, they had one thing in mind, but when they show up that day, it could be anything. It could be the thing that's been on their mind and their hearts for a long time, or it could be something that happened 10 seconds ago. And so when I meet with a client, the first thing I want to do is just feel their space, feel into their space and see, are they somewhere else, for instance, or do they feel frazzled or hectic in some way? And then I want to get them centered into being where their feet are. So just being present. And so it might start with a centering if that's what's needed. And then it's just asking, hey, what's going on today? And then whatever's on their heart will come.
So now talk about the master program that you're doing with Martha Beck. What drew you first to her, and then why are you going forward with more?
Yeah, so Martha and I go way back, and I say that tongue in cheek because I don't really I work with her personally in the program, but other than that, I don't see her outside of the program. But I have followed her work for a long, long time. And when I suppose I was in my 20s, I was able to see her. She used to tour with her books when her books were released. I think she's much too big for that now. Mm-hmm. But she used to, and I went and saw her when she came to a city nearby. She had one blue shoe on and one black shoe because she packed in the dark, and I couldn't love her more. Just her authenticity, just the way she delivers her material, and is so non-judgmental about anything.
Talk to the audience about when it's time to hire a life coach.
here's what I think. I think that it's good to work with a coach when you feel stuck and to always have an idea of somebody that you can reach out to when you feel stuck, whether that's a coach or just a friend that will listen. And it's important that the friend just listen and that you're not like bombarded with advice, because those answers aren't coming from you.
So tell our listeners how they can find Brenda Lee Nelson to coach.
Oh, you can find me at www.brendaleennelson.com. And if you're in Minnesota, I work out of the Green Lotus Yoga and Wellness Studio in Eden Prairie.
Awesome. Well, hopefully this is just the first of many conversations that we get to have with Brenda, who is the cover story of our next issue of BeInkandescent.com. And thank you, Brenda. This has been wonderful.
Thank you, Hope. It's always wonderful to spend time with you.
Okay. We'll talk to you all soon. Be well.
Bye.